Well, it seems to be time for major design changes, and I'm actually talking about hot ones for one of your favorite lineups. As yes, we get some very interesting renders of what to expect for the Galaxy S23 series. We have the full specifications of the upcoming Pixel 7 Pro, and it's not looking amazing at all. And if you have an older iPad Pro, we have some good news for you. Even if not for everyone. I'm still scratching my head. I'm Jaime Rivera, and listen, I seriously don't understand why those Galaxy S23 rumors took so long, but let's get to them. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with Intel and their new graphics card that was announced earlier today. The company launched the Arc A770, which is their flagship desktop graphics card that will be joining their lineup made by the Arc A380 and A750. And listen to this one. The new GPU is based on the Arc 7 GPU design, which features the full complement of 32Xe cores and ray tracing units. It will be available in two options, one with 8 gigs of memory and the other with 16 gigs. Then this A770 will support XESS, Intel's AI-based image reconstruction, and the super sampling technique, which they'll do a better job at explaining than me. As for performance, the company has previously claimed that the A770 roughly matches or slightly outperforms the 3060 at 1080p in ray tracing titles. The base Arc A770 with 8 gigs of memory will be available starting October 12th and will retail for $330, almost the same price as the RTX 3060. Sadly, we still don't have price information on the limited edition model featuring the 16 gigs of memory, but we'll most likely hear from it soon. And sure, I know that Intel is still miles behind being able to match AMD in this department alone, but let us know what you think in the comments. Moving on, let's get to Apple, because we have great news for iPad Pro users. Back in June at WWDC, Cupertino announced Stage Manager, which is their new multitasking interface for iPad and Macs, even if not for all of them. Despite being a great feature, some users were disappointed with the announcement, since due to some support limitations in older iPads, Stage Manager was only going to be available for models powered by the M1. Well, in a recent statement to Engadget, the company confirmed that more iPad Pro models with no M1 will also get it with iPadOS 16.1. The company stated that Stage Manager is a whole new way to multitask with overlapping, resizable windows on both the iPad's display and a separate external display, with the ability to run up to 8 live applications on the screen at once. And that delivering that multi-display support was only possible with the full power of the M1, but after hearing customers of iPad Pro's 3rd and 4th generation express their strong interest in being able to experience Stage Manager on their devices, their teams worked to find the way to deliver a single screen version of these systems with support for up to 4 live applications on the iPad screen at once. Basically, it will be like a light version of Stage Manager, but the question is, why not support last year's iPad Air and iPad Mini, which both run on more modern chips? Now let's talk about Google and some worrying rumors about the Pixel 7 Pro specifications, if you can call it that. Earlier this week, we talked about how boring the specifications were on the base model, and well, it seems like Google will use the same formula for their higher-end Pro. Based on information shared by Yogesh Brar, we should expect the 7 Pro to arrive with 12 gigs of RAM and up to 256 gigs of storage. What's interesting is that the report doesn't mention an option with half a terabyte, which I'm honestly okay with, but weird as a move for flagship devices. Now, moving on, it will have a similar 50 megapixel main sensor, 12 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 48 megapixel telephoto, though the telephoto camera will allegedly use a new Samsung GM1 instead of the Sony IMX586 from the current model. The selfie camera will stick to the 11 megapixel sensor that this generation still has, but will now support autofocus. The display will also stay the same with a 6.7-inch LTPO OLED panel with Quad HD Plus resolution and 120Hz refresh rate. Finally, the battery will be basically the same at 5,000 mAh in capacity and supports 30-watt fast charging. So yeah, every leak that comes out just confirms even more that Google is betting hard on the capabilities of that Tensor G2 that will be powering both models, because the rest is something you already know. Let's just hope that that doesn't mean that we'll have to deal with months of bugs along with it. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Samsung, since the first renders of the upcoming Galaxy S23 and S23 Plus are starting to surface. And yes, I know we're still, 4 or 5 months away from their launch. Still, given how manufacturing timelines work, it seems this is pretty credible. The renders come from OnLeaks, and as you can see on the images, it seems like the design will change, but will still manage to stay recognizable as a Galaxy S device. On the back, there's one of the most noticeable changes, which is the camera bump contour missing. Instead, each camera will be in its own round housing. Yes, you're thinking of the Galaxy S22 Ultra because it's the same design. On the other hand, though, there's sadly not much else to speak of. It will keep the all-glass front with the selfie camera located in the center punch hole, and the report also mentions that the Plus model will have a slightly bigger screen than its predecessor, while the base model will stick with the same 6.1 inches diagonal. It is also reported that we're getting a 5% bump in battery capacity with a 25-watt charging support on both models. That, combined with the power efficiency expected from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, will probably see some great improvements in battery life. Anyway, like I said before, we're still months away, so we'll keep you updated as anything can change from here to there, though I think that would be already late. Anyways, in today's question, let us know, do you like the changes in design compared to last year? Because honestly, I really like this minimalism, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me. State the obvious. I mean, these happen earlier. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.